Hello there, guys. It's me again. Now playing the fifth round of the Swedish Championship, and as you see, I managed to get a draw against an international master, and I'm of course very happy with that. As you see, I'm using Lichess program. Normally, I have the chess.com, but since Lichess is airing our games, my games, they're already in the system, so I think it's easier to use there. And actually, you can follow my games online and live if you want to. I give you a link to that in the video description. But beware, I'm about 1 day ahead of you. So when you're watching this, I'm already playing game 7, so you might skipping one game or so. Okay, anyway, so this is how it played out. I'm going to show you the game real quick here. I'm not afraid of gambits. I told you this before. So even though I'm meeting an international master, I'm going ahead with the Smith Mora. I played the Portsmouth Gambit against Sicilian yesterday, but I don't want to play the same Gambit 2 days in a row if he was prepping against it. So I chose another Gambit, and he didn't accept it. So, okay, happy with that. Still, I got away from most of the theory and a pretty normal opening game like this, all natural moves. Now, Queen c7 attacking c3. And I don't want to waste a move like this. I want to be more creative, but it seems that Bishop d2 was at least playable, maybe even the best. So instead, I gave a check here on b5. He played the bishop up here, which I thought, and then I follow up with queen d3. And I want to be preparing for a castling here. I was expecting this exchange and knight d7. And now I castle anyway. And this was the plan from the beginning. You see, I haven't turned on the evaluation, but we can do it now. It's 0.1 against me, so it's very, very even. Let's show what happens if he takes here, then it's much better for white already. The computer is suggesting this. I was planning actually to do this first, and then it's 0, and then play bishop d2. I didn't think of the bishop f4. I have to look more into that later. This is even, and I'm pretty happy with even against a strong player like this, of course. So let's switch this off while now again and go back to what happened. Okay, so we played a6, trying to force me back down here, but I got other plans. I want to take this pawn first. And the reason for that is that he might think that now he can take here, because it's a little bit different. With this, if I play bishop d2 here, he can simply exchange queens and then take this pawn. And this pawn is pretty weak. I think from here black is doing, I thought he was doing better than this, 0.1. But my plan was, if he would play this and rook b8, I will have this fantastic move. Look at this. Let's switch on. I think this is a great move. Yeah, plus 2.4. And I'm sacrificing, either he exchanges and I get a pawn up here, he doesn't want that, or he takes my rook. And then I was planning knight e5, threatening checkmate. He has to play, if he takes this, it's still checkmate in 3 moves like this. So he has to protect. And now I can play exactly what the computer is suggesting. Bishop g5. Threatening checkmate and threatening the queen. So we don't have to look more into this. Plus 7.8. Well, he didn't fall for that. I didn't really expect him to, but I had to try. So instead he took back. Let's get this off and get away with all these arrows. He took back, and then I was forced to go down to d3. Now I think he did a very good move. Rook c8. I was expecting a castling, and then maybe I could push my pawn or move away my bishop to some good place like here and put a rook behind the c-pawn. But instead he made this move. Let's do this. Okay, so he's threatening here, and I still don't want to play bishop d2, even though it's probably the best move. So I did something which was not as good as I thought. I played bishop g5, with of course the plan that if he takes here, I will simply put a rook here, sacrifice my queen. You know, now I love sacrifices, especially when it leads to a checkmate. But he didn't fall for that either, of course. I was thinking that he was forced to play f6, and then I can go back and I have lured this pawn up, which is not in a good position. But it was pretty obvious that instead he could play what he did, h6. And it's the same. I cannot back away because then I don't have control over c1, so then he will simply take. So I have to go back, and instead he got this pawn up to h6. A little mistake from me. I think the pawn is better on h6 than on h7, but never mind. Let's have a look here how it stands. Yeah, so I dropped a little bit. But from here I was playing pretty good, I think. Put my f-rook here. I want to push this pawn, and I want to put pressure on these two lines with my rooks, and really try to focus my energy on the queen wing. e5. This was not a good move. It looks interesting, but it gets me the chance to go to e4 with my queen, putting pressure on b7, and now probably down to 0, something like this. Is it a bit ahead? No, it's 0. Okay, great. I don't want to stare blind on this. That's why I turn it off from time to time. Okay, so it plays b5. I pushed a4 to put pressure on the b pawns. Exchange. I'm happy to get rid of this weak pawn on c3. So I'm pretty happy now. Rook e8 got me. This is, I looked at this. I thought, let me show you now. I should simply go back. I was happy to go to f5. I thought it was good, putting pressure here, attacking the pawn, and also attacking this pawn. And really cannot do anything to attack my queen. But the computer didn't like it, and I'm not sure exactly why, to be honest. Probably I should go down here to stop this pawn from advancing, instead attacking the a pawn, just as a better defense move. But anyway, I was happy with this, but computer didn't like it. Okay, let's turn it off and continue. b4. I want to get rid of this smothered mate possibilities, so I can play rook c1. And now I can play rook c1. You notice that I couldn't do it before. He can take 2 times, and then he can get a checkmate on e1 if I move anything. So I wanted to just make sure I couldn't fall into that, and then start attacking on the c line. The queen is forced to a7 because the queen is attacking both these. And now I was happy with playing bishop e3. Now I started thinking I'm doing pretty good now. I'm threatening knight to go up here. If it takes anything, I will take back with a discovered threat to the queen. I will attack here and everything. So maybe he thought the same. He's doing an exchange, and then he's backing with his bishop to f8 to have some better control here. He wants to play g6 and put his bishop up here. That's more safe. And then I made what I thought was a pretty strong move. Bishop f4. Threatening rook c7. Let's have a look. I think it's pretty much 0 here. Yes. So I'm threatening this one to attack the queen and the knight. And also if the knight goes somewhere else, This rook here will threaten the f7 pawn. And he did the only possible move he could. That's knight f6, which gives me the chance to actually just take a pawn on h6. He can take back, and then he loses his knight. A pawn for nothing, but not really nothing, but it looked like that at the time. So I'm a pawn up, but he has a very good move here, forcing me to really exchange queens. Otherwise, we will take here, and if I move, also this can be taken. So I have to take. Oh, sorry. Backing with my bishop. I'm a pawn up, but these two pawns, they are pretty strong. So it's now attacking here. I don't want to waste a move to put my rook on a1, so instead I back down with my knight, which was the best move. Now if he takes, I will put my knight here and then take on a5. This forces him to go to a8, and I consolidate with playing the knight to b3. So still, if he takes here, I will go here, and then he will lose this pawn. But the thing is, I cannot really do anything myself. He was attacking the pawn. I had to protect that, and now he start moving his king. But my pieces are not going really anywhere. Not his either. So we made a couple of moves here. King f1, king e8, and check. It's 0.2. And I don't want to do a mistake like this, because then it will be losing. I thought it was even worse, because he has this check in between. But okay, it's still not losing. Anyway, I offered a draw after playing bishop d7 to even consolidate even more and just protect everything. And then I offered a draw here. I'm up 0.1. I'm up a pawn, but I cannot really do any attacks, what I found. And I'm happy to offer a draw against an international master. And he accepted. So that was the report from round 5. I got a draw. I got 3.5 out of 5, and I'm now currently just 1/2 point behind the leaders. So I'm doing good. 4 games to go. Cheer me on. Have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.